everyone. Hope you've all had a really lovely weekend. Welcome to worship on Monday the 18th of May. Jesus is the light to the world. Shine, Jesus, shine. We're going to start worship today by singing along to Plans. I know when we first finished school and we were first starting to do our learning from home, that some of you were having little competitions to see whether you could plank the whole way through Plans. So if you fancy planking this morning and seeing if you are still able to plank through the whole of Plans, give it a go.
From the breaking of the daylight, help us see the world through your eyes, finding beauty in the broken, trusting promises you've spoken. You've got plans to give us a future and a hope. We are not forgotten, we are not alone. Plans to lead us home into your heart. You are always with us, everywhere we are. You stay loyal for a lifetime, through the shadows and the sunlight. When our worries overtake us, we believe that they won't break us. You've got plans to give us a future and a hope. We are not forgotten, we are not alone. Plans to lead us home into your heart. You are always with us, everywhere we are. Goes on and on, your love will never stop, never shining down upon us, never letting up. On and on, your love will see us through, even in the shadows, we will trust in you. You've got plans to give us a future and a hope. We are not forgotten, we are not alone. Plans to lead us home into your heart. You are always with us, everywhere we are. Plans to give us a future and a hope. We are not forgotten, we are not alone. Plans to lead us home into your heart. You are always with us, everywhere we are. Goes on, your love will never stop, never shining down upon us, never letting go. On, your love will see us through, even in the shadows, we will trust in you.
Did you manage to plank to Plans? Well done if you did. I have to confess, I didn't try it. I can't plank for very long. Okay, so we're going to carry on our theme of generosity, and I've got a lovely story to read to you today, Sharing a Shell, which is a lovely story about generosity. At the beginning, I think you'll find some of the characters don't seem very generous, but by the end, they realise that being generous actually has lots of perks and rewards. Enjoy.
Sharing a shell. Look, a crab with no shell, running along by the sea. You can't come in, you can't share a shell with me, or me, or me, or me. Look, a gull with a wide open beak. Run for your life, crab, hide. At last, in a pool, an empty shell. Quick, crab, scuttle inside. One crab, safe in his shell, under the summer sun, roaming all over the rock pool in his wonderful home for one. Look, a blob, a bright purple blob. What can this blob thing be? Go away, blob, whoever you are, you can't share a shell with me. I'm an anemone, not a blob. Please let me share your shell. Give me a ride to look for some food, and perhaps I can help you as well. Look, a fish with jaws open wide. Fresh crab for dinner, here goes. Out shoots a tentacle, quick as a flash, stinging the fish on the nose. Two friends sharing a shell under a sky of blue, romping all over the rock pool in their wonderful home for two. Look, a brush thing, trying to get in, wiggling and making a fuss. Go away, brush, whoever you are, you can't share a shell with us. I'm not a brush, I'm a bristleworm. Please let me in, don't be mean. I love doing housework, I'll suck up the scraps and I'll keep the shell lovely and clean. Three friends sharing a shell down by the sparkling sea, rollicking around the rock pool in their wonderful home for three. But look how they've grown. The shell is too small, you're getting too heavy, says Crab. I'm fed up with being your taxi, it's time that you found a new cab. Really, says Blob, how ungrateful, here I am slaving away, scaring off all of the fierce fishes. If that's how you feel, I won't stay. Peace, cries Brush, but nobody hears. The other two creatures split up. Blob finds an empty ice cream tub, and Crab finds a nice paper cup. Crab in the cup, Blob on the tub, each one pretends to be glad. Brush is doing both lots of housework and knows they are lonely and sad. Look, a storm, a terrible storm, crashing and flashing all night. Two homes smashed on the rocks. Oh, what a terrible sight. But look, a shell, a beautiful shell. Crab and an enemy stare. Too shy to speak to each other, too proud to say, shall we share? Listen, a voice, and out pokes a head from the whelk shell washed up by the foam. It's ready, I've done all the housework. Come, climb on and come in, welcome home. Three friends sharing a shell, happy as housemates can be, rocketing all around the rock pool in their wonderful home for three.
Did you enjoy that story? Did you notice that the characters throughout the story show generosity at some times, but then not at others? You might have noticed at the beginning that these sea creatures didn't want to share their shell with the crab. They were not showing generosity. And then initially the crab didn't want to show the anemone generosity. He didn't want to share his shell. He said, go away, you're not sharing my shell. And the same again, the crab and the anemone initially said to the bristleworm, go away, we're not sharing our shell with you. But eventually, when they all did share a shell, they realised that actually they were all able to help each other out. That actually they all had something to bring, they all had generosity to show, which helped each other out. Unfortunately though, they then had a fallout, didn't they? They didn't show generosity to each other. And in fact they upset each other, and it meant that they then all ended up living separately. And then it's sad to think that something really sad, a terrible storm, had to take place in order to bring the characters back together. But once they were back together, they realised that actually showing generosity to each other and sharing a shell actually meant that they were really happy together. So I like this story because I think these three characters show that they learn from being generous. They learn that it helps each other out. They learn that it makes themselves happy as well. So I hope you enjoyed that story. I think it's a really lovely one. What I'm going to do now is just play you some little images of pictures from the story. While I'm playing them to you, I want you to think, is that character showing generosity at this part of the story or not? looking at those pictures again? Did you spot where the characters were showing generosity and where they weren't? Okay, we're going to put our hands together now and say a prayer together. Dear God, please help us to always show generosity to others. Please help us to see when others are showing us generosity that will be able to help us and help other people. Please help us to be able to show generosity back and to be able to give to others. Amen. I'm just going to give you just a couple of minutes just to, as we play out the end of worship, just for you to think about generosity and for you to be able to say your own prayer. So I hope you have a really lovely day. Enjoy watching these pictures scroll through, and I will see you soon. Jesus is a light to the world, a light no darkness can put out.